Thinking about buying a refugium light? The Tunze Ecochic Refugium Led might be for you. So let's get into it. So welcome back to another episode of Tell the Truth Thursday, where I review a product that I use and I tell you what I think about it. Firstly, as always, I'm not sponsored by anyone, so these reviews are really just how I feel and information I wish I could find online, but maybe I struggled to find. So today, we'll be talking about this product right here, the Tunze Ecochic Refugium Led. So I've been using this light for just over a month, so I thought I would give a quick review on it to let you guys know why I love it so much. So let's go through some of the advantages. First off, the light grows macroalgae well. Beyond all the bells and whistles of a refugium light, the most important component of the refugium light is that it grows macroalgae. There's no point of having a refugium light that's dimmable, small, has the ability to drive a car, but does not grow your macroalgae. This light so far grows my Cheeto like crazy. So right here, you will see a side-by-side picture of my Cheeto just one day apart with a light schedule of around 8 hours. I literally have to pull out macroalgae twice a week because the light is growing the Cheeto too well. The second advantage of this light is that it is waterproof and can be submerged underwater. This is important because it prevents salt creep on your lights, and also it prevents light spillage into the other parts of your sump. Most refugium lights are above the sump, and that means that some of the refugium light can actually spill to the other parts of the sump and can cause algae to be grown in areas that you don't want to. So how I have my light set up is that it's tucked very close to the bio bricks to prevent the light from spilling towards the skimmer area. The light being underwater also means that there is less clutter over the sump and allows the sump to have a neater profile, which I personally enjoy. The third advantage is that the light has a very versatile build. So with the light, you have the option of having two different means of using the light, and this makes the light very flexible as you can use it in different ways. Additionally, as the light is submersible, you can place the light at the bottom of the refugium to add additional power. According to Tunze, the underwater lighting avoids light refractions on the water surface, making the lighting source even more efficient. Honestly, I don't really know whether this is true, so we just have to take their word for it. Being submersible is the light's greatest strength and it's also its greatest weakness. The light is underwater, that means that algae can grow on the light itself and may affect the efficiency over time. So far, I have not cleaned it after a month, but as you can see, there's a little build up on the light, so you might need to add cleaning the light as part of your maintenance schedule. The second disadvantage is that as the light is right next to the algae, in a small setup like the one I have here, you might have to move the light if you want to remove or clean your refugium. There were a couple of times where the light has actually affected my maintenance, where I had to move the light in order to access the macroalgae. It's not really a big deal, but something to consider. The final disadvantage is that the light is not tunable, in that you are not able to adjust the intensity of the light. This can be a problem if you want to adjust the light intensity to change the growth of the macroalgae. However, there are ways around this. You can control the growth of the macroalgae by adjusting the light schedule of the refugium light. So if you like the refugium to take up more nutrients, you can keep the light on longer. Another way is to adjust the distance between the light and the macroalgae. The further away the light is from the macroalgae, the less power it receives, which also means that the macroalgae will grow lesser. Despite the few disadvantages that I just mentioned, I am actually very pleased with the growth of the macroalgae in my refugium, and considering the price of this, it's definitely worthwhile to consider as your refugium light. So with that, I think I'll wrap up my video right here. Thank you for watching. Do consider subscribing to this channel to follow my journey. Till next time, see ya.